Hi, I'm Crystal from Beats and Basics. Nice that you're watching another tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to make these cool bracelet for men or women. It obviously depends on how big you make it or what colors you use. Under this video you'll find a link. If you click on it, it will take you straight to the web shop where you can buy all the materials. I hope you're going to enjoy this video. We need 6mm wooden beads, suede cord, this flower connector, seal-on thread, and a beading needle. This is an extra long one, but in the link where you can get the materials, I have put the beading needle that we sell in the shop that you can also use. I also use a beading mat so my beads won't roll away. Some scissors, and finally some clips so that we can secure our work while we are making the macrame knot. I'm going to start to show you the beginning of this bracelet. We are going to pull the suede cord through this connector and start with making the macrame knots. So I have cut 3 pieces of 1 meter suede cord. We're going to start with one, and because the holes of this connector are really quite thin, we're going to cut off some of the cord at the beginning, but it has to be quite a long point, because otherwise it will be difficult to pull it out on the other side. So as you can see, I've cut it really thin. So we're going to take the connector. So with the connector, we're just going to put the wire through one hole. And pull it through. Now we always have to make sure that the ends of the cord are more or less the same length, and also make sure that you go straight to the other side and that the suede cord isn't turned. Pull that through. So, and now we're going to do the same at the bottom. The button is nice, or the connector, it's nicely centered. So to secure my work, I'm using just a cardboard box. The most important thing is that you have rings that you can clip your work to. I'm going to clip this part, and we're going to take the 3rd piece of cord and we're just going to simply tie it around, and the bottom I'm just going to secure on the other side like this. So with the 3rd piece of cord, I'm going to make a simple knot, and we have to make sure the ends are the same length. So we're just pulling this up and as far as possible, as close as possible to the button, to the connector. We tie this, and then I'm going to take off the clip so that I can slide it as close to the connector as possible. I'm going to clip this again. And we're going to start by making our first half square knot. And basically what I'm going to do, I'm going to do one whole square knot around the 4 wires in the middle. So I'm using the 3rd cord that I just made a simple knot. I'm using those 2 wires on the side. And because one whole square knot is made out of 2 half square knots, and the first half square knot is going to be on the left side. So what we're going to do, we're going to take both cords to the left side of the 4 wires in the middle, and then we're going to put left over the right cord and then under it. Then we're going to go under the 4 wires in the middle and over the loop on the right side. And this we're going to tie. And I'm going to take off the clip again, because at the top it's very difficult to make it very tight. So just to make sure it's nice and tight, for the first knot I will take off the clip, put it back, and then now we're going to make the 2nd half square knot on the right side. So we're going to take both cords to the right, and then right goes over left, under left, and then under the 4 cords in the middle, over the loop on the left side. And also this we're tying, taking off the clip and making sure this is nice and tight. So now we have made a whole square knot, and we are going to divide the wires 3 and 3, and we're going to clip it again. What we're going to do is we're going to do the same, make the macrame knots, but then around the middle wire, and here the same. So we're going to have 2 separate rows with the macrame knot. And for that I'm just securing the one side. We're going to start with the knots on the right side, with the 3 right side cords. So I'm going to secure these, but also the middle one of the 3 wires that we're going to start with. So I'm taking these 4, I'm just clipping them down. So we're going to basically do the same, but around this wire. We're going to start with a knot on the left side. So when we start on the left side, we take both wires to the left, we put left over right, under right, and then under the wire in the middle and over the loop on the right side. And again, you have the problem with the top. Yeah, so I'm just going to make it loose and make sure that the knot is nice and tight, and then clip it again, and then we're going to do the knot on the right side. So both wires go to the right, right goes over left, under it, under the wire in the middle, and over the loop on the left. And again, make sure this goes all the way to the top. This is just in the beginning that you have to open and close it, loosen the clip, and yeah, it's a bit annoying, but you just want it to be nice and tight. We're going to do the same one more time on this side. think, yeah, it's okay now. We don't have to loosen it up for this side anymore. So we're going to do the knot on the left, both cords on the left side. Left goes over right, under it, under the middle wire, and over the loop on the right side. And just pull that tight, and then the last one, both cords go to the right, right goes over left, under it, under the middle wire, and over the loop on the left side. So that is one side. You can pull it up a bit. Now we're going to do the left side. So we're going to lose the bottom, because now we're just going to clip these three and this one in the middle. So I'm attaching it again to the board with one clip, and then at the bottom these three, so that you're not bothered with them, and then the middle one that we're going to knot around. And now we're going to start with the first half square knot on the left side. So we're taking both wires to the left. Left goes over right, under it, under the cord in the middle, and over the loop on the right side. And that is one. Again, I'm going to loosen the clip. Make sure I secure it to the top. We're going to do the right side now. So right goes over left, under it, under the cord in the middle, and over the loop on the left side. And again, I'm just pushing that up. Perfect. And now we're going to make our last whole square knot. So we're going to go back to the left side. Both wires go to the left. Left cord goes over right cord and under it, under the middle one, and over the loop on the right side. And the same on the right side. So right goes over left, under it, under the middle cord, and over the loop. Perfect. Loosen this up, and now you see we have under the connector two different rows basically with 6 cords, and we are going to weave the beads through the 6 cords, and I am going to secure this side again with the clip. Now you have more than enough space, and we are going to secure it at the bottom as well, but this time we are going to make sure that the suede cord is not turned and that there is enough spacing in between, because this will be how it will look at the end, and we don't want all the wires all turned. So I'm just going to secure this with the clip. So I have put the 4 colors of wooden beads on my beading mat so they won't roll off. I will put these to the side. So I have put the Ceylon thread on through the beading needle, and I'm taking the board that I have prepared, and we are going to start by putting the needle through the first suede cord as close as possible to the macrame cord. We are just going to make a simple knot. Pull it out a bit. That's one and another one. Perfect, and we can just set this aside. Later we can finish it off. And then I can cut off this piece, and then we thread it through the needle again so that we can start working with our beads. We are working with a pattern, and as you can see, these are squares with a square in the middle and then one color in the middle, yeah? So the first row are 5 black beads. So we're going to start with the first row. I'm going to take 5 black wooden beads, put them on my needle. 4, 5. These are gonna go all the way down, and then we are going to go under the wires with our needle, and this is the most tricky part. So now we want to put the beads in between the 6 suede cords. And the tricky part is that the cords, they want to turn the whole time. So once the beads are in there, which is already tricky to do, that's only the first row, by the way. It will get a lot easier afterwards. And now with our needle, we're gonna go back through the beads, the other direction, over the suede cord. Once we've done that, oh, this one has left the row. We can also make sure that it's all straight and looks nice and pull it up. Now we're just going to slide it as close to the top as possible. And we're going to make sure that all the rows of cords are nice and straight. And this is our first row of beads. And now the second row of our pattern is 1 black, 3 brown, 1 black bead. So we're going to put that on our needle. We're going to slide that all the way down. Put the needle under the 4 wires. And in between the suede, you see that the second row is already a lot easier. And all the suede cords are straight. Now we're going to, oh, this one, make sure that it doesn't turn. Now we're gonna go back through the beads over the top of the cord. Pull that through. Just make sure that we slide it up. So this is the second row. And now the third row of our pattern, black, brown, green, brown, black. So we're just going to put it on our needle in that order. Slide it all the way down. The needle goes under the suede cords. We're going back the other direction through the beads over the cord. Make sure that the cords don't turn. So now we have made our first square. I'm just going to continue this. As you can see, I have finished the bracelet. And also look how all the suede cord lines are straight, none of them are turned. So I'm going to show you now how to finish it off. Like every time, the cord ends on the left side. So to start with, we're going to go with our needle through the suede cord, the same way as we started at the top. And we pull that tight. And then we go back to the other side through the beads on top of the cord. And when we have gone through all the beads on the other side, we're also going to go through the suede cord. Like this. Perfect. Now, once we have pulled that tight, we just make sure everything is pushed all the way up. And we're gonna go through the cord one more time from the inside. And we're going to make a double knot. So that's one. And just before the knot is finished, I go through it once again. And this I tighten. And then we just cut it off as close as possible to the cord. We're going to do that with all the wires on the sides and the little ends that are left. With the lighter, we're just going to burn it extremely carefully. In the nylon thread, there is some plastic manufactured, so it closes it up really well. And we're going to do that with all the wires that we have on the sides. So now we can start with the closure, and just as we started at the beginning of the bracelet, we're going to use the macrame knots and we're going to do the closing like a button. So we're going to start with dividing the cords 3 and 3. We're going to start with the macrame knots on the left side. So we're going to just clip these 3 down. And then just like in the beginning, we're going to make the knots around the middle cord. So we're also going to clip that one down. And it's exactly the same as that we did at the top. We're going to start with a half square knot on the left side. So we take the cords to the left. Left goes over right, under the middle cord and over the loop on the right. And we pull this tight, and then on the right side, right goes over left, under it, under the middle cord and over the left loop. And we're going to make 2 whole square knots. So one more time, left over right, under and over the loop on the right side. And the last one, like this. So we have done one side. So now we're going to do the other side, and exactly the same. We're going to start on the left side. Left goes over right, under it, under the middle cord and over the loop on the right side. And now on the right side, this is our first whole square knot. We're doing 2 more, 1, and our last one on the right side. Right goes over left, under, and we pull this. With our 2 outside cords, we're going to make 3 half square knots around the 4 middle cords. So we're going to clip these down, and we're going to start with the left side. So left goes over right, under it, under all 4 cords and over the loop on the right side. And now this is important because if you pull this too tight, as you can see, the bracelet will double. So we're just going to leave it a bit loose, and then we're going to make the second knot on the right side. And now we can tighten it with the second knot. And this is why we are making a 3rd half square knot on the left side. And there we go. Let's loosen this, and then now we are ready to make a simple knot and glue it down. Make sure that you are doing it on the inside, so it's going to close like this. So we're going to make a knot on the inside of the bracelet, just a simple one, but tie it very tight so that we can cut off these pieces. And we're just gonna glue these so that they won't come loose anymore. And we're just going to put a little bit on both ends. And rub it in. And this should make sure it doesn't come loose anymore. Now I can see that there's still a little bit extra that I'm just gonna cut off. so that it's finished nicely. And now we are going to make a simple knot, and it's important that our button fits through it. So let's just check. Now this should work. So I'm going to need about 2 centimeters. So I'm just going to take all the cords and make a simple knot like this, and make sure you pull it very tight. But before you pull it all the way tight, just make sure that the button goes in. Yes, it does. That's it. Now we can cut it off and also glue that part. So I have cut off all the wires. Now I'm just going to take my glue, put some on the knot, and just make sure that you dab it with your finger. And we have finished our bracelet. Now let's close it. Perfect, not too big, not too small. There we go. I hope you have enjoyed the video, and of course I also hope that you're going to try and make this bracelet at home. We're always very enthusiastic to see your creations, so you can post them on Instagram with the hashtag Beats and Basics. You can also shop all the materials on www.beatsandbasics.com. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask them under this video. And if you want to see more videos, subscribe to our channel. Hopefully see you next time. Bye!